Come bedazzle a K-pop light stick with me. For graduation, I was gifted a ZeroBaseOne light stick, so I want to bedazzle it, especially since I'm going to Kcon this year and I'll be seeing them. In case you missed my short, I love to bedazzle light sticks. So of course I have to bedazzle the light stick for my second favorite group. When they first dropped this light stick, I was so excited to get it because it was unlike any other light stick I've seen, except for the itsy one. But I love the fact that there's a little rose on top. Look at her in all its glory. There's a little strap on too. Like all light sticks, we need to take it apart in order to decorate it. The actual process of taking apart this specific light stick is actually pretty easy. All you need to do is twist the top and pop it off. However, that can require some strength, so be warned. With this off, I also do want to take this part off because I want to put a flower inside. It's all about just taking your time to slowly wedge it up. If prying it doesn't work, and that's okay, you can always use the tape method. I would get some sort of packaging tape because it is the strongest, and just easy peasy with the tape. Maybe I should have gone with that first rather than tear apart my poor hand. First thing I'm gonna do is to put gems on the outline of each petal. I feel like once the light hits right in the middle and that bounces off the gems, it's gonna be so gorgeous. Amazon actually sells a lot of these gem kits where there are a bunch of different sizes, and most of the time these kits come with glue and a little wax pencil to help pick up the gems. I got this from a diamond painting kit. So first I'm just gonna put on a little bit of glue on parts of the petal. And then I'm going to use my wax pen to pick up each gem and place them individually in their spots. Right now I'm not aiming to be perfect, I'm just aiming to put the gems down. Now that the gems are placed down, I'm just going to take my ballpoint and just nudge them so they're in the right position. Here's this part done. As you can see, it's lined up pretty nice using my method, and just remember to go slow with it. Here is the rose completely outlined. I want this to cure fully before I touch it again and add more things, so I'm just gonna put it to the side until tomorrow. It's the next day. This has completely dried, and now we can move on to doing the base. For the base, I wanted to try something different than just gluing things on it. I kind of wanted to try to do like a little drapey thing, like you see it piped on cakes a lot. Hopefully it will turn out good. I've never done anything like this before, so first I took 2 strings for extra support, and then I just put a bunch of these clear white beads. When I was done putting the beads on the string, I decided to make my life a lot harder by not tying a knot and just gluing it directly onto the light stick. I started on the middle of the side of the light stick. I put a whole bunch of glue there and then put the string there. I had to hold it for a while it dried so it can stay in that position. When I was confident it wouldn't move anymore, I just added some extra glue on top of the string just in case. I wanted the beads to hang low, so I had to figure how long that would be before gluing it back on top. Once that was glued down and secured, I did it 2 more times. Here's one side completed, and now I'm just going to do the same on the other side. After doing the other side, I still felt like something was missing, so I decided to make these teardrop droopy bits to hang on each peak. Once I made all 6, I glued them on, doing the same thing that I did before with gluing them on, holding them down, and adding more glue on top for extra measures. Here it is with these little teardrops added. Now I'm just going to put a border around the top so I can cover up the spots where I glued on everything. While I do want to create a border of pearls around the whole top part of the base, it was important to me to cover up the dried glue first, so I decided to put down those pearls first, which were a lot bigger than what I used for the actual outline. With those pearls down, I decided I wanted to put a bow in the center of each side. So I took some white nail bows and glued them on the center, or as center as I could get it. Once they were in place, it was time to put in the pearls on either side of the bow. When I finished doing the border, I decided I wanted to put a tiny pearl at the center of the bow too, just to make it blend in better. Here's what the light stick is looking like with the rose back on top. I do want to add one more thing to the base of the light stick just because it still looks too plain for me, and it's a butterfly made out of pearls. There's a line running down the center of the ring, so I just lined up a bunch of pearls there to create the body of the butterfly, and then I worked on putting on the wings. It was a lot of trial and error, but I eventually ended up with a butterfly shape that I liked. When one side was done, I just redid it on the other side. Here are what the butterflies are looking like. It's a little simple, but I think it adds the right amount of beading that I was looking for without overshadowing the base. With the addition of the butterflies, we are finally done with the base, and now I want to move on to the flower. Earlier in the video, I outlined the flower petals as rhinestones, and I want to do the same to the base of the flower. I had to be more careful in putting these rhinestones down because I had to make sure it was still able to lock into place of the light stick without the rhinestones coming off or getting in the way. Which is why you can see me constantly checking to see if the rhinestones would be disturbed when I put it back onto the light stick. Here is what the rose looks like with the base outlined in rhinestones. However, before I put the face back into the rose and put it all together, I actually want to put a rose inside of the rose in a roseception kind of moment like this. But not just any plain rose, but one covered in butterflies. I got a whole kit of butterflies from Amazon, but first I decided to pick out the blue butterflies to match the theme. Then I sorted through which butterflies I wanted to include on the actual rose. I rearranged the butterflies on the rose so that they were evenly spread and that they still looked very pretty. Now it's time for the final part, and it's to assemble everything together. Here is the final product. I love how it turned out. Here it is with it all lit up. Obviously the rose obscures a lot of the light, but still this light stick is pretty bright. And to prove that, here's the light stick in the dark. Thank you so much for following this journey with me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'm also planning to decorate my friend's AT's light stick for their concert, so let me know if you want to see that as well.